So, have you ever had like those days where you're just like super pumped, like you're full of energy to do everything and anything, whether it's like going to the gym or working on your hobbies, like, and also like doing your job in general? Have you ever had like those days where you're just like so pumped? It's like an adrenaline rush, where you feel like you're so powerful. That's motivation. But then what happens like when you don't have the motivation to do things on particular days? Like, are you going to just not do them just because you're not motivated? Like, doesn't make sense, right? In a way, you'll be like betraying yourself. I mean, picture this, like, how often are you motivated? Maybe once, maybe twice or three times a week if you're lucky. And motivation is great, don't get me wrong. It's a great feeling when it's there at that moment in time, but it's also like a temporary feeling, It comes and goes. You can't really control it. And I always wonder, like, so what happens when, on the days when you as an individual, like, you wake up and you just don't feel like working out, or you don't feel like working on your business, or you don't feel like working on your hobbies or working on your crafts? Like, what do you do? And I see that's where like where most individuals start to fall off because they rely too much on motivation, or they rely too much on that feeling of adrenaline. And if you rely too much on motivation, it's easy to like skip out on things. Because today, oh, I feel super energetic. I'll go to the gym, or I'll edit those videos, or I'll record that content, right? But oh, then the next day comes and you're just, it's not like you're sad or there are just those days where you don't feel like it, and you could be like, oh, okay, no, I won't go to the gym because I don't feel that great, or I don't feel that good to record that content, or to go to the gym, or to work on my crafts. And this is why I always say, like, motivation is not a reliable thing or something you should rely on, because it only comes around depending on how you're feeling at that moment in time. So now, this is why I always like discipline. Because with discipline, the good thing about it is it doesn't matter whether you're tired, whether you're not in the mood, or whether it's raining outside, or whether you've lost an arm, whether you've lost a leg, just for reference. It's not literally, but it's more of like a promise you make to yourself to say that, okay, despite how I'm feeling at this moment in time, no matter how tired I am, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna record content, I'm gonna edit those videos. So it's like you making a promise to yourself and making sure that you stick by it no matter what. And when you're disciplined, motivation just becomes like another thing, which it's like icing on the cake. I don't know if that's a proper reference to use, but yeah, it's like icing on a cake. And you know that with discipline, the good thing I like about it, it makes you show up because it becomes like more of a lifestyle, it becomes more of like a routine. And I believe for most people who have actually made it, like most who have asked, like how did they uh, make it to that point of success, or how did they make it to that higher echelon of life? Most of them, they just tell me it's just mostly being disciplined and making sure that you show up every single day, no matter how tired, no matter how much pain you're in, no matter how you feel. It's about showing up every single day, doing the things you're supposed to do. And And one thing I like, which makes discipline so great, is it builds habits. It's like a building block to your character, to your level of being competent. And once it becomes a habit, it becomes like automatic. Like when you're doing things, the when you're doing your work or when you're going to the gym or whatever habits you build, it doesn't become like something you really think about too much. You just know, okay, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta record videos, I gotta edit those videos, I gotta work on my other crafts, I gotta write a book, I gotta write poems, you know. It just becomes automatic because now you have instilled or you have built your character or molded your character to be more competent in doing things when you don't feel like doing them. So I'm sure you might be wondering, like, okay, Dante, how do I build like that discipline? And I would say it's always good to start small. Don't really like overwhelm yourself with doing stuff like making them a huge deal or making them into huge tasks. So just start small. And like for example, when you start going to the gym, just go there for 20 minutes. Maybe first time 20 minutes, then the second time when you come, you go for 30 minutes. And eventually you build up the habits and you eventually build up your routine, right? And sometimes even if you don't feel like going to the gym on that particular day, it's always good to like show up, even if it's just for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but just that feeling of you knowing that you showed up to the gym even when you didn't feel like it, you feel way even better. And now then you're more disciplined or you force yourself to come to the gym every day, whether you feel like it or not. And I would say scheduling. I mean, some people they don't really need to write down a schedule. Like me personally, I don't write it down a schedule for like going to the gym. I just go to the gym, but I do know like what the things I want to work out on. But I would say scheduling is good, and you can plan your workouts for the next day or that particular day, and make it part of your routine. It's just like brushing teeth, right? You will never miss like brushing teeth. You know that when I wake up at 5 in the morning or at 4 in the morning, I'm gonna brush my teeth, then I'm gonna shower, then I'm gonna go to work. Just an example. And I would say, as individuals, you need to hold yourself accountable for everything, and you need to be harsh or critical about the things you do on a daily basis. And you should like write down your progress or track your progress on how you're doing. And when sometimes the results won't come there and there, but if you keep showing up every single day and doing what you are supposed to do, eventually you'll be more disciplined or more competent to push forward and to push towards reaching new goals. So, the next time when you feel like you're not motivated or you don't have that adrenaline or you're not in the mood to do certain things, you need to remember that discipline is the only thing that can push through you through anything to and it will also help you reach your goals. Motivation is good when you're starting whatever journey you're going to start, whether you want to be a content creator, whether you want to start the gym, or whether you want to be an artist, whether you want to be a writer. Motivation will be good at the beginning, but discipline carries you way better long term. And you need to remember like discipline is like a muscle, right? It gets better and it gets stronger the more you use it. And the more disciplined you are, the easier it becomes to stay more consistent in whatever craft you want to follow.